Hi, family. So, welcome back to the part three of remaining consistent towards God. Now we look at Daniel, Azariah, Hananiah, and Mishael. Now that they are in the land the Lord has sent them into captivity, the test of their consistency towards God began. Let's take the first test. So, the first test was the test with food. Many of us, like even food, sometimes we can go to a wedding and argue over food. We go for a funeral while people are mourning and grieving over the loss of their loved one. We are fighting over food. Do you get it? And so if a test like that is thrown towards you, would you be able to survive it? Let's find out if these four Hebrew guys were able to survive. So now Daniel resolved in his heart that I will not defile myself with the king's food. So he has already won the test. Once you make a decision in your heart, even before an action is taken, you either win or lose. The decision began when you make it in your heart, even before you took the action. So once he has purpose in his heart not to defile himself, he has already won the test. And this covered the other three guys. And why did they refuse to eat the food? Because one, the king's food was the same food that was used to serve their gods. Do you get it? So it's already a contaminated food, a food for rituals, a food for purification of their god. Why would you eat the same food when you know their god can never be your god? So they said, I will not eat. The second reason why they did not eat the food is the fact that in their Jewish community, there are certain food substances that they don't eat as a form of worship. And so the possibility of having those kind of stuff in the food is very high. So I will not defile myself. I will not make myself unclean with your food. Then the last thing is that whenever you eat with someone, even in our culture, when you eat with someone, it is an initiation of friendship, an initiation of trust, and a bond you have with the person. Because sometimes even when you go and visit a family and they give you water to drink and you refuse the water, like it sends a certain signals. Because of our cultural practice, you must take it. Even if you are not tasty, you sip a little, then you give it back to them. So whenever you stretch for to eat with someone, you have initiated friendship. And so once we eat their food, we have initiated a bond, which we are not ready to do. So we will not eat the food. They won the first test. That is their consistency in devotion towards God, even in a foreign land in times of turbulence. Let's go to their second test. Would they survive this also? The second test is, I titled it the golden image. That is in Daniel chapter 3. In that particular context, you get to realize that they set an image for them to bow to. But these people say, we will not bow to any other God except our God. Remember, in the 10 commandments, the Lord gave them that law, which is the number one. Worship the Lord your God with all your heart and all that. Then, before they came in Jeremiah 29:2, the Lord told them not to believe in their prophets and in their dreams because they are lies. So they had that in mind and in heart, that we will not bow. So at the end of the day, they were thrown into the burning furnace and the Lord showed up for them. They won the second test. Now let's look at the third test. The third test is also in Daniel chapter 6 verse 5. And it says that, then these men said, we shall not find any ground for complaint against Daniel. So my question to you is that, if people are looking for a complaint on you towards your relationship with God, would they find anything to base on it? Because when it comes to Daniel, they said he was a man of integrity. So nothing wrong was found with him. Then they went further to say, but if it has to do with the laws of his God, we will find him guilty. So when you come to stealing, it's a no-no for Daniel. When you come to pride, it's a no-no for Daniel. When you come to laziness, it's a no-no for Daniel. When you come to sexual immorality, it's a no-no. When you come to theft, when you come to drunkenness, it is a no-no for Daniel, because he was a man of integrity. And that was when the whole situation happened. So now, this particular test, I also term it the test of compromising. Why is it the test of compromising? Because they wanted to trick this Daniel guy. And they said that, oh, you don't just have to pray. It's only for just 30 days. It's only that is how smart the devil works. He will put the tricks on you. Oh, it's just 1%. It's not, and if you will not get drunk, you will not get booze. I mean, it's just 1%. And it will surprise you that that 1% has resulted into an addiction. Oh, it's just I miss you too. It's nothing. Just replying to I miss you has ended you up in the person's bed. Because it is compromise. And in this particular text, it said, oh, it's just 30 days. So Daniel could have said, okay, fine, 30 days, I can just stop worshiping God for 30 days and stop praying for 30 days. And after the 30 days, I'll continue so that I can be saved. But he said, no, even if it's 1 minute, I'm not willing to give up my God. So the question is, would you remain consistent with the Lord in your turbulent times? Like these three people. Look at what they have had to go through, the changes they have to experience in the land where there is idolatry, in the land where there is high propensity of not serving the Lord, but they still stood their ground. My dear brother, my dear sister, we are expected to remain consistent with God in our turbulent moment. We are expected to remain true to God when things are going very rough, because those moments are part of our Christian journey. There is no one that can have it all rosary till the day God calls them home. A time is going to come. If it is not your children, then it is your finances. If it is not your finances, then it is health. If it is not health, it is your job. If it is not job, it is ministry. Like, there comes a point in every individual's life where we go through the still moment. But in the still moment, the Lord expects us to remain consistent with Him. And it is my prayer that no matter what you are going through, no matter what is happening in your life, you will remain consistent with the Lord. You will remain true to Him. You will still wake up and serve Him. Even when your debtors are coming all over you. When you go to your fridge, you open up, there is no food in it. Your children are hungry. You have no job. You have nothing to do. Praise your way out of it. Worship your way out of it. Just continually begin to offer praise unto the Lord. Because as you do that, you evoke His presence into the situation. And when He steps into the situation, He will turn the story around. Do not give up on your consistency towards the Lord. Maybe your time is up for marriage, but no man is coming forth for you. No woman. Every relationship you go in ends up at a junk place, ends up close to your marriage, then a disappointment comes. It also sometimes God's way of protecting us from danger. Somebody may conclude and say that you are always praying, you are always serving God, you are always sweeping the church, you are always cleaning the church, and look at how wretched your life looks. Whoever tells you such a thing, leave them to the Lord. Do not answer them. Let the Lord respond Himself to these people. But what I want you to do is that do not give up your consistency in devotion towards the Lord. Because He is the one that owns us. And He is the one that changes times and His seasons. And He is the one that blesses a man and add no sorrow to it. And He is a God that never forgets His own. So God has not forgotten about you. God called you for a purpose. God brought you onto the earth for a purpose. Weeping may endure for a night, but joy is coming in the morning. The stone that was rejected by every other person became the chief cornerstone. Others may have gone ahead of you. Others may have had their certificate, their schools, they are doing well, they have their children in good school, but you have nothing to write home about. Know that your time is due and the Lord will do it and do it big. Don't give up on prayer like Daniel. Don't give up on worshiping. Don't give up on thanksgiving. Don't give up on studying the word. Don't give up on giving. Don't give up on doing whatever the Lord has placed in your heart, because one day it will count. Remain consistent towards God, because at the end of the day, it is that which matters the most. God bless you. We will see you in our next episode. Bye bye.